advances to the Final Four.
Shout out Chillinois Basketball Podcast.
Shout out to Chillinois Podcast.
Shout out Chillinois Podcast.
Shout out Chillinois Basketball, man.
Welcome back to another episode of the Chillinois Basketball Podcast. Noah, I am running out of words to use for like how much fun this team is to watch. The Illini get another victory, their 12th straight, 84 to, sorry, I have to make sure I get this correct because I was really close to predicting the final score accurately. 84 to 44, a 40-point margin of victory over little brother Northwestern. I think we can officially declare the Illini Chicago's official Big Ten team. There's also, this is the 7th straight 20-win season for the Illini basketball program. The 40-point win is the largest margin of victory the Illini have ever won over Northwestern. It's also their largest margin of victory in a Big Ten conference game since 2004. There's just so many historical records that are going into this game, and it seems like every single game they keep breaking more and more of them. Like I said, I'm at a loss for words. I said absurd for certain Keaton Wagler plays. I've been saying insane. I've been saying unbelievable. What are some of your go-to words at this point?
Well, Brad Underwood would say elite. That's his favorite word to
Always
use.
says elite.
I would say extravagant. I would say tremendous. Those are two words that come to mind. That Keaton halftime, 3-point shot from half court was pretty insane. Yeah, I would say right now this Illinois team is probably playing better than any team in the country. Maybe Arizona, but I don't know. Right now, nobody's playing hotter than Illinois.
That brings up, this is kind of a question just spur of the moment here. And I've been thinking about this. At the beginning of the season, before Michigan had lost their first game, everybody was just kind of declaring Michigan the automatic national championship. They were blowing top 10, top 15 teams out of the water by 40 points.
People were saying that Michigan team is the best basketball team that's ever played. I'm like, what? And
yeah,
they're like,
it was early on, so that was always going to be hard pressed, and like they had to get in the Big Ten season. But like, would you say this run of dominance the Illini have had right now, and obviously none of this matters if they don't make an impressive NCAA tournament run, but at this time right now, like if you were to measure what Michigan did in their first couple of weeks in the first month and a half of the college basketball season, and then compare it to what the Illini have done since December 13th when they last lost to Nebraska, is this more impressive? I know they're not winning games. They won this game by 40 points, and they beat Missouri by 40 points, but they've now beaten Iowa at Iowa, who was ranked at the time. They've now beaten Purdue. They've now at Purdue. They've now beaten Nebraska on the road, another top 5 team. The accolades this team's kind of like just knocking down off the charts. Like it's like a ladder. They're like, how much higher can we get? Because it's starting to feel like 2005, and I'm really not sure what this team can do besides make the Final Four now. And I don't want to say anything less as a disappointment, but like we're talking about arguably one of the best seasons, if not the best season in Illinois history. And I know they're not going to finish the entire regular season with just 2 losses. They've already got to 3. So it won't be the winningest regular season in college basketball history for the Illini. But like just the product on the court, the offensive efficiency, I'd like to refresh KenPom, and hopefully they've finally figured it out and put a new stat up for the Illini because I'm sure it went up after this game. Actually, since I last refreshed it, they went down somehow by 0.1 points, but they're still at 131.0, which is the best.
what about their defense, though?
Their defense went up to 20, so they were 24 before. So that's a good point. But we're watching like greatness here. This is the best season of Illini college basketball that I've ever witnessed up to this point in my life. As far as like in '05, I remember some of the games, but I wasn't like sitting down in front of the TV, like absorbing every single play like I am for this season. And I texted my friend Alec earlier, like the Terrence Shannon Jr. season kind of felt like this when they ran through that Big Ten tournament, and it was like, we might just beat anybody if Terrence is playing like this. But I feel like this about that team about this team now. And it's February 4th, and we haven't played the Big Ten tournament yet. We haven't played an NCAA tournament game yet. Sorry, I'm going on a tear here, but where is your head at, Noah? Because it's as an Illini fan, like through and through, as a diehard Illini fan, this is just so exciting to watch.
Yeah, it's a good time to be an Illini fan, that's for sure. It's one of those things where, you don't want to look ahead, you want to take every game one step at a time. But well, I guess now we can look ahead to Michigan State. You look at Michigan State, if you can win that game, there's a very good chance you go undefeated. And I think I mentioned this on the last episode, but it's true. Because listen, I think we're going to beat Michigan. I'm just going to say it now. I'm calling it now. I've been calling it all year. Sleepers media, Greg had this absolutely ridiculous take. He's like, because Z made that comment like, oh, my biggest block hasn't happened yet. And,
Well, I wanted to get to that. Do we think he's talking about Morez or
for sure. But either way, he's making the argument, oh, Michigan's in our head. It's like, dude, Michigan does not want to play Illinois right now. I guarantee you Dusty doesn't want to play Illinois. Nobody wants to play Illinois right now. Tom Izzo sure as shit doesn't want to play Illinois. He's probably watching the TV right now, watching highlights, just like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? And we should talk about that a little. I guess we'll talk about it in the next video, but that Jeremy Fears Jr., I'm getting pretty sick of him, man. He's doing the dirtiest little plays and for no reason. It's like if you're gonna lose, you're gonna lose. It is what it is. I mean, but if they injure Keaton in any way, I mean, Merck needs to just absolutely take a chair to somebody's head. I would be willing to have him take a chair to Izzo's head if that's what has to be done. If that's what has to be done, and Merck needs to take a steel chair, boom, WWE style, to the back of Izzo's head. Gotta do it.
I don't think I'm on board with injuring potentially or not potentially injuring a Hall of Fame college basketball coach. I have a lot of respect for Tom Izzo. But yes, let's
The
not get
Juwan Howard Greg Gard punch all over again.
yeah, but like times 10. Um, it would be like that. Who was that guy? Was it like De Silva on Kansas that threw that chair at that player? What was it
Well,
like
it'd be like the Rumble in the jungle, or what's
the
that?
Malice at the
The
Palace?
Malice at the Palace.
Anyways, enough of the talk about chair throwing, and we will have a full breakdown or a full preview of the Michigan State game because it's going to be very important on Saturday. But let's get back to the Northwestern game for a second because there is just so much to talk about in terms of like positive notes to make. Um, what's really standing off the page to me, I mean, Keaton did hit that half court shot. He just turned 19 last week, so it looks like he's unlocked unlimited range. And now he's just going to be Steph Curry every game. So that's cool. Way to go, Keaton. We have that on our cards now. But this was, I would say, I know we're playing Northwestern. Northwestern played horribly tonight. I think they were like 1 for 27 from three
What do
until
you think Keaton got for his birthday?
um
The
I
coaching
hope
staff
like
had to get
four,
him.
I hope like 4 more million in NIL money for next
They
year.
had to get him something nice just for being such a goat. Maybe
I,
like a car or something.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what a 19-year-old college basketball star wants for his birthday. I usually ask for socks and underwear, so
He probably wants like PlayStation,
maybe,
something. Maybe V-Bucks, potentially.
potentially. I don't know if he's playing for it. Get us a Keaton Wagler skin in Fortnite, please. That would be cool.
That
Um,
would be. The
but the
whole
whole
Illinois
team,
basketball team needs his Fortnite skin.
yeah, for real. I mean, the whole team was impressive tonight, man.
Yeah.
Keaton Wagler, 30 minutes, which I liked. Brad took him out at about the under five, or right after the under eight timeout happened. He took him out with like 6 minutes left in the game. He got Petrovic some tick, which we love. Way to go, Mihailo Petrovic. Keaton had 13, 7, and 5. So arguably like one of his worst performances of the season, if you look at it just based on the stat line. But some of the plays he made, including that heave before the end of the half, the craziest part about that is the shot clock went off. So you would think that would get in a player's head and they wouldn't launch it. But somehow Keaton had the awareness to know that that was just the shot clock and not the expiration of the first half. and he got it off in time and it went in, which is crazy. And you see these Illinois players practice these half quarters before the game sometime. I guess it's working out for them. But my highlight play of the night was I think it was like 12:40 remaining in the second half. There's like 5 or 6 seconds on the shot clock. I mean, this was the loudest I've heard State Farm Center in a long time. Keaton like split the defense with this crazy like spin move between Arrington Page and whoever the other defender was, like right at the free throw line. And then he drives down and he's a little off balance, so he knows he can't like actually just put up a shot. So instead, being Keaton and being the cerebral 19-year-old that he is, he puts up a lob to his 7'2" center, Zvonimir Ivisic, who just slams it home, and the State Farm Center goes berserk. And I think that extended the lead to like 40 points at that point in the game. So just so fun to watch. Even if he's not scoring 40 points or scoring 30 points, he is just facilitating this offense, and it's the number one offense in college basketball history at this time. And to see a 19-year-old freshman put this all together and be like the leader of this is crazy. Anybody stand off the page to you besides Keaton Wagler and just his few plays that he made that were like, I mean, I had to get up out of my seat and walk around because I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Andre had 17 points. Ben was the Big Ten MVP of the night, Big Ten Network MVP of the night. He had a really good game. Zvonimir arguably played just incredibly. I mean, not arguably, he did play incredibly. Mirkovic was hot from three. Jake Davis got it going from three. The Illini shot 45% from three, dude. That's not, I
Yeah.
mean, that's definitely their best performance of the season.
Well, Merck shot like 4 for 5 from the three.
Yeah, he could not miss. And then even Andre, who didn't make a three, was the leading scorer with 17 points.
Yeah, I thought in that first half, especially, Ben looked really, really good. His 3-point shot was falling, and he needed it too because last game he didn't have a very good performance. People were talking about him, but I thought this game he, really cleaned it up. Was making his threes. His defense still seemed to be doing pretty solid. I mean, no complaints on that end for me. I think Andre, he had a good game. Nothing crazy. I mean,
I
well,
wish he could make a dunk more often, but
yeah,
he
those
did, he did get
dunks.
it. He did get his dunk at the end of the game. But the amount of times he's missed a poster dunk that could be like a highlight on Sports Center top 10, it's just,
Yeah.
ugh.
Well, that first one especially was I mean, they kept showing it back and he missed it, so it was a pretty cool play. And it's good to know we have somebody that is athletic enough to actually slam the ball down because I was saying on a previous episode that we just don't dunk it enough. We do too many layups. And so it was nice to see tonight just how many times they actually were slamming it. Maybe
Tonight was a
Brad's
dunk
showing
party.
them the podcast.
I mean, Tommy got a dunk. Zvonimir had a couple. Um, Andre had his. I think that was it as far as the dunks go. I mean, we almost got a Jake Davis layup. Did you see that Jake Davis move where he like jab stepped and faked a pull up jumper and then he just he got fouled and he missed the layup. But it
Well,
was like, whoa,
Petrovic
Jake Davis is making moves now.
Petrovic almost had a layup and then he kicked it out to Brandon Lee and threw it too high and then Brandon Lee fell out of bounds. And so we can talk about Petro in a little bit, but no, I thought everybody played really well, honestly. It was one of those games where I was watching it and really the only complaint I have is the free throw shooting. I thought we still need to clean that up. Too many
79%.
times we were missing that, especially the first shot. Keaton especially was missing, at least that's what stood out to me. So if we can clean that up, I think that that was almost an A-plus performance. But it is weird we only scored 84 points because I thought our defense played really well, but we could have scored more points offensively. I mean, we scored, we could easily score 100 points that game. So I don't really know why we only scored 84, but it was still, I think really why was because we didn't get to the line that much in the second half, especially, which they
I mean,
should try to do more, but
they did shoot. Let me see. I guess they only shot 14 free throws total, but uh, Andre accounting for 10 of them. Um, I want to say this is the best performance we've seen all season from this Illini team in terms of just like defense, offense, all around. But it's like hard for me to say that given it is Northwestern. But I mean, this is what every Illini fan was calling for. We only beat Northwestern at home or at Northwestern by 11. And remember, people were talking in forums like we had problems because we only beat Northwestern at Northwestern by 11. To beat them by 40 at home, it's like I think we've gotten over that. Um, Now Northwestern's a very interesting team at this point in time of the season. It kind of seems like Collins has just like gotten away from everything he said at the not everything he said, but like all their strategies at the beginning of the season. I think he's realized they're probably not making the NCAA tournament. They're really at this point battling for the NIT and just the hope that a bunch of teams decline their offers to the NIT and maybe they sneak in. Martinelli's scoring 27 points a game and is the leading scorer in the country. Tonight, the Illini held him to 4, which was impressive. But what Collins is seemingly doing is just playing all of these freshmen that hadn't really played a whole lot at the beginning of the season. Um, I mean, KJ Wyndham, who was one of their top scorers last year, only played 7 minutes this game, and he didn't even come off the bench until the second half. So it seems
How
to
many
me
minutes did that Reed kid play?
Reed played I think he started. He scored, I mean, he played 23. But it's like there's a lot of these guys that you would think would be playing more for Northwestern at this point in the season if they were actually relevant, that it kind of seems to me like they've either let Collins know they're probably not coming back next year. Like Sheravino's only played 16 minutes. Wyndham, like I said, only played 7. So it kind of seems to me like he's just getting this ready, getting this team ready for next season. Um, which obviously that doesn't provide much of an opponent if you're just starting freshmen and undersized guards. Uh, I did like to see that Phoenix Gill got 15 minutes. That was pretty cool to see Kendall Gill's son get some playing time in State Farm Center. What I didn't like is that the Orange Crush was yelling airball at him after he missed a 3 that hit the rim, first of all. Second of all, don't disrespect Kendall Gill's son in State Farm Center. I don't think we should be doing that.
Did he score any points?
He scored no 0 points. He was 0 for 1 from 3 and 0 for 3 from the field in 15 minutes. No assists, no rebounds, no turnovers, no steals, no blocks. He was just doing cardio out there. But
That's
I
tough
mean,
for
it's
him.
Kendall Gill's son, and Kendall Gill was like 6 rows behind in one of the bat at the one end of the stadium, and they showed him on TV, and he obviously looked pretty unhappy. But I mean, I know the Orange Crush at this point. If you're in college at this point, you probably haven't heard of Kendall Gill, probably before your time. But don't disrespect an Illinois legend's son in State Farm Center. I don't care what team he's playing for. Um, but cool to see him play nonetheless. If I had to give any positive notes to Northwestern in this one. Uh, Now back to this Keaton Wagler disappointing performance for a moment, because I do have some beef with a Nebraska Cornhusker fan now. And admittedly, I want to say most of the Nebraska fans post game have been they took it in stride. They lost that game and they had excellent takes about like, you know what, our team needs to get better in this area and in this area because we didn't do this against Illinois. But one of these Nebraska fans who happens to be a moderator in the r/Huskers Reddit forum goes by the username of Kalachi is for closers. I don't really know what that means. Him and I got into this long-winded argument that I kind of explained in the last episode. Basically, he closed it this time around with, let me pull it up here because it was just so silly.
He's an asshat. Okay, first of all, we've
No, you
got
go on
beef.
it first.
We've got beef with this guy now. So,
I
Kalachi.
mean, he just I mean, for a guy who's a moderator on Reddit for a like a
You're
for
hey bud, you're a Reddit mod. Shut up. Shut
I,
up, you chud.
I'm in Reddit pages all the time, so it's not like I can really argue against that.
Yeah,
But
but you're not moderating them. This guy's moderating them for fun. They don't get
anyways,
paid to do that. You think he's
like brought
getting
up point.
paid?
His whole main argument was that despite Keaton Wagler scoring 28 in the Nebraska game, was that all Keaton Wagler does is flop around and foul bait. What did he say? He said, "Enjoy your lotto pick guard. Dude flails around and foul baits like he's cosplaying Shy
He
Gilgeous."
said lotto pick in quotes though.
Yeah,
It
lotto
was
pick in quotes, lotto pick guard. Dude flails
lotto pick.
around
What do
and
you mean
foul baits
lotto pick?
like he's
Bro,
cosplaying Shy Gilgeous Alexander. And then he also said he personally came at us and said, "Keep your head up if you continue to spam your shitty content around Reddit enough. Someone who may eventually chooses to click and watch." I don't really know what he was going for in that last sentence. Not sure he understands the English language very well. Anyways, I followed up with not sure what your beef with Keaton is, but the fact you keep discrediting his historically great season and performances prove to me that you don't watch a lot of basketball outside of Nebraska. Cosplaying Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, last season's NBA MVP and the current leader in many races for this year's MVP award as well. Question mark, I'm being sarcastic here. What a horrible player to try and emulate your game after if you're a 19-year-old 6'6" guard. Truly awesome take. Also learn to use correct grammar if you're going to put arguments on the internet.
He's
Uh,
probably just racist. Listen, he's not a lottery pick. He's a top fucking five pick,
at this
pal.
point, yeah.
That's what's up. He's top four probably.
And the best part is he's probably going to respond tomorrow and be like, "Oh, your buddy Keaton only had 13, 7, and 5. Okay, we beat Northwestern by 40 points, and we're on our way to a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament at this point. So I don't know what else. That beef is squashed. I'm not gonna respond to that guy anymore. Kalachi, what is it? What's the name?
We gotta post this in the Nebraska subreddit now just to piss this guy off.
Nah, I'm done with the Nebraska subreddit because, like I said, admittedly, a lot of the Nebraska.
Unless we play Nebraska in the Big Ten tournament.
Then we will have some beef going on. But
Beef reignited. I have breaking news here. Tom Izzo in the post game, he was very upset with Jeremy Fears. He says, I might not even play him in the next game.
I
That would
just
be great news for Illinois.
I like that, and I know we were talking in our last episode, like of course Minnesota's going to beat Michigan State, and the Michigan State's going to be pissed in the next game. And once again, we will get to that further on the next episode when we preview the Michigan State game. But honestly, Michigan State looked like crap tonight, and I
Yeah, I'm not worried. I mean, this is the thing. Same exact situation in the Purdue game, same exact situation in the Nebraska game. Why it's not any different. And Michigan State, I think, is worse than Purdue and Nebraska. So I think it should be a win.
we will talk about that. I agree, but we will talk about that further. Hopefully, there's no crazy adversity that strikes the Illinois team in the next few days before we head to Breslin Center in East Lansing, Michigan.
Did we want to
Now,
talk about the TikTok?
I was just going to say on a lighter note, do we want to end the podcast by talking about that? I know Sleepers talked about it earlier, so it's like we're the second people to do this, but I sent you that TikTok from Brandon Lee's page about 30 minutes after he posted it. So it's not like we weren't aware of this when it came out originally. Brandon Lee, Illinois guard, freshman guard for the Illini, he made a TikTok. We're not going to post, we can't show it obviously for various different reasons. Um, but he did make a TikTok and he was asking different Illinois players, who on the Illini team would you not let date your daughter? And there were some surprising answers. One of them, I mean, the most given answer was Kylan Boswell, which did shock me a little bit. I think second was David Mirkovich. But I want to point out the most shocking part to me is they asked Merck first, and he goes, I don't know everybody. I'd let everybody date my daughter. Why not? So I think David just loves these guys. He's like, oh, these are my boys. Everybody could date. I have daughter. They all date my daughter.
Yeah, I mean, if I was if I was to answer this question, because I thought
Who would
about
you
it.
not let date your daughter,
I
Noah?
thought about it a lot earlier today. And really I thought about it from the other perspective. Who would I want to date my daughter? And I think I have two answers, three answers really. First answer, most obvious answer, Andrei Stojakovic, because he's so handsome. I'd probably pick him. Second,
You would have some insane genetics passed down the bloodline if you got
that
Andre. So if you got a Stojakovic in your bloodline.
that's what I'm saying. And the family, name and everything, that'd be huge for us. Second, for the genetics, Big Z, just for that height. And I think third, Ben Hummerkaus, because he's just so nice and polite and very respectful, and he'd be like a very respectful and loving husband.
Well, Ben's off the table. He's married.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're all off the table realistically. This is a very hypothetical situation here. But in terms of who I would not want to date my daughter, man, I would probably have to say Merck, just because of the fact he's too, he's just too wild. Like he would just get in a fight. Like he would pick on somebody outside of a bar, and then they'd hit him with a bottle, and then the cops would come and something crazy. There's just too much drama, so that'd probably be my answer.
I can kind of get behind that, at least for the people you wouldn't let date your daughter. Um,
Who
I
would
don't
you
have
who
a,
would you let though?
who would I let date my daughter? I mean, I guess Ben, but like I said, he's probably off the table. Um,
Jake Davis seems like a bad influence to me.
no, I was about to say Jake Davis is the guy I might let date my
He
daughter.
he would introduce my daughter to weed for 100%. He'd be like, "Have you ever smoked weed before?
I didn't get that. I mean, I guess with the
Stay
hair,
away
maybe
from
that,
that boy. Stay
maybe
away from that ruffian."
with the with the hair, maybe that makes sense. But Jake to me just seems like the do-it-all team guy. So he seems like the type of guy that would just be like the family man. Like he gives me like cheaper by the dozen Steve Martin vibes. Like, he's gonna do whatever it takes for his family. If he has to sit on the bench for 40 minutes a game, if he has to score 9 3-pointers in a game, if he has to offensive rebound the ball 14 times because nobody else is. I mean, I like Jake Davis in
I
terms of
also
that.
thought Petro would be a good answer for who you would let date your daughter because he also seems very nice and
Yeah,
respectful and
but then you'd be a grandfather to like 4'8" Munchkin.
he's still like 6 feet. I mean, he's still tall.
How tall is your daughter gonna be, Noah? Potentially.
I don't know. I don't plan on marrying tall women aren't attracted to me.
Okay.
Honestly, short women aren't either. So to be fair,
Like it right in the middle, huh?
no, neither. Really, I've been striking out lately. Let's just put it that way. So any single ladies in the comments
Good
section,
Good thing we have this Illinois basketball team to keep our hopes up, anyways. Um, to answer your question, Jake is the guy I probably would let date my daughter. If there's some player on the Illinois team, I'm not. I would also say Tomislav maybe, because Tomislav gives me like
he seems very nice.
he gives me like Jokic vibes, where he's like, I don't really care about basketball. I just want to go watch my horses. Like like I don't like. I know
Your
Tomislav.
Tomislav voice is the same as your Merkovich voice.
It's my Balkan voice, dude. I mean, I know they care about this team, and I know Tomislav cares about this team. But if Tomislav made the NBA, and in like 10 years we just find out Tomislav doesn't give a crap about playing basketball, he just does it for a job, and he much prefers like I don't know,
Horses.
yeah, horses like that. I mean, something like that, or just like farming in general. Like I'd rather just be like growing my crops, you know?
No, if anything, I could see Merkovich doing that for sure.
No, Merc is too crazy. And he was on, like, remember he was on stage at that one concert at Canopy Club in Champaign, and it was like some Balkan artist somehow that they got to Champaign. He was front row and on stage with the guy. So I'm excited that Merc is living it up. He's only 18 or 19, so I'm glad for him. But in terms of players, I'm letting date my daughter, Jake Davis and Tomislav, and players I'm keeping away from my daughter, probably Kylan.
I'm keeping Blake Fagbemi away because he's like a super athletic freak. I can't trust him honestly. And have you seen how strong he is, bro?
Well,
He's
you would
strong
have
as hell.
you would have like a superhero kid then.
No, it's deceiving because he's short. It's
You'd be
like
like
he.
you'd like raise a little Homelander grandchild.
I feel
So
like Blake Fagbemi could have been a really, really good baseball player. Like I don't know, he should have went into baseball.
yeah, I could see that. He gives like the Kyler Murray vibes, but like Kyler Murray should have played baseball too instead of football. So
Facts. He kind of gives Caleb Williams, but like less nail polish vibes.
Caleb Williams, I'm how? In what way?
Dude,
We're gonna end this podcast. In what ways Blake Fagbemi and Caleb Williams are similar?
similar hairstyles, number one.
I guess like with the kind of like the mid fro,
They're both very quiet, very shy guys.
I suppose.
There you go. They're
All
both
right.
super athletic freaks.
That is true. According to Brad, Blake is very athletic, and
And
we
they're
all
and they're both clutch. They're both iced.
we've yet to see Blake Fagbemi be clutch, but we can hope for that in the future.
How many minutes did he play tonight?
Two, and they got the win, so I guess that's good.
But those 2 minutes were in clutch time.
And
Thank you very much.
other fans might call it garbage time, but I like where your head's at for that one. Nonetheless, the Illini beat Northwestern by a final score of 84 to 44, a 40-point victory. And like I said before, their largest margin of victory in the Big Ten against Northwestern, largest margin of victory in the Big Ten against any team since 2004. And the more and more we keep making these podcasts after wins, the more and more it keeps starting to feel like 2005. It's been a really exciting time to start our podcast. By the way, we do have merchandise available now. Noah and I both purchased our merchandise.
We
Um,
just hit 100 subscribers and we have like 15 pieces of merch already.
no,
It's
it's awesome. I
insane.
want to give a huge shout out to Hannah, who is just, she says she loves doing it because I mean, I know she's in marketing and advertising anyways, but I mean, she's just been sending me this stuff like, do you like this shirt? Do you like this shirt? And I'm like, I don't know. I thought we'd have three shirts, not 10 of them available.
There's
But
like 15 shirts and 15 different hats with all
she
these
went
designs. I'm
crazy
like,
with
are
it.
these like, do we copyright them? Like, how does this shit work?
I don't know how it works either, but we're figuring it out, and we do have stuff available. Noah and I have purchased some items.
We're
So
not keeping any of the money though. It's going to Coaches for Cancer.
yeah,
So even
yeah,
if the stuff doesn't show up, we weren't going to keep the money anyway.
no, all of the money is 100% going to Coaches versus Cancer, the initiative between the American Cancer Society and I think it's the National Association of Basketball Coaches, the NABC. Either way, the NCAA does a good job with that all season with the coaches, and we figured we'd give the money away as well because we don't need the money in our pockets. And if you guys are willing to buy merchandise anyways, the best thing we can ask for is just like wear it at a game. And if we show up and see you in it at the game, I'll buy you a beer or something.
Yeah.
Like
Dude, if
that
I
would be so
see somebody
cool.
walking down the street in a Chillinois hat, I'm going to lose my mind.
I would lose my mind too. I mean, like Everett that one time shouted us out and we lost our mind. So if we see any of you guys in merch, that would be so cool. I am in conversation with Hannah to come out with a new merch drop specifically for the fact that we beat Northwestern twice this year.
For
Titled
every game we play, we will come out with 10 different shirt designs.
I mean, Hannah's on top of it, so let's keep it going. And the more money we can raise for cancer research, the better. Nobody like who's gonna argue with the fact that we're giving the money away to cancer research. So if you guys like the merch, I think the merch is really cool. I think Hannah did a good job with it. I'm gonna buy some. I've already bought some, and I'll make sure I wear it on the podcast to model it at least. Noah got a hat, so we'll be wearing that stuff in the next few episodes. We're gonna do some giveaways with it too. I think since we've reached 100 subscribers, we should like spin a wheel or something. But we'll figure that out and we'll give away. I'll personally buy somebody either like a crew neck or a hat, depending on what they want. But we should get into more of that. But there will be a new merch line coming out pretty soon called Chicago's Real Big Ten Team in honor of the Illini sweeping the Northwestern Wildcats.
What merch are we going to drop for the Michigan State game though?
I don't know about the Michigan. We'll see maybe like Zero Fears or something or.
Yeah, no fears.
We have to beat them first. We cannot work on merch drops until we actually beat them. Or that's just like the worst luck ever. Noah, real quick before we finish this one, do you want to give Baba Sajivasic a quick moment on camera? Do you have
Yeah,
him?
let me go grab him really quick.
We
He's staring at me right now from
we have to
across the
do it.
room.
We have to do it. While Noah's grabbing him, I'll bring a close to this podcast, and then he'll show him as the last little segment. But the Illini knock off Northwestern for the second time this year at home, 84 to 44, 40-point game, 40-point margin of victory. 12 straight wins for the Illini, and they do have Michigan State on Saturday in the Breslin Center at 7 p.m. on Fox Sports. Noah and I will have a preview for that one. But before we end this one, Babasic, are you there? The Illinois.
I couldn't find him. I don't know where he went. Oh,
Oh,
oh my
oh.
goodness. There he is right there. Do, 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 do,
Let's get a
do.
look at the back. Let's see the eye on the back. Hell yeah. 12 straight wins for the Illini. Thank you, Babasic Ivasic. ILL Noah.
I and I.